Guys, it's Doc's Market Minute for Tuesday, September 8th. What I'd like to talk to you about today is what I call the Hindenburg strategy. Now, this is a rotating, constantly in place strategy, especially during a bull market where what I'm looking for is moves like this. I want to see this release to the downside. Unfortunately, once we start to see the release happen, it's already too late. It's way too late to get on board. It's way too expensive. And any gains that you're going to get from there are usually reversed very, very quickly. So it becomes a very difficult situation. So you've got to have a strong hand. And what I typically say is you've got to be in it to win it. Now, my October position that I closed out a couple of weeks ago was actually entered way back here in mid-July. And then I exited that on August 24th. So I had held that position for about a month. Now, when you look at something like this, why would you think that this would be a good place to buy a long put? Well, my judgment has absolutely no relation to my entering the trade. It's all based on signals. And actually, what I do like to see is I like to see charts at the top of a rally, and that to me is the best place to enter a long put. So just for perspective, just to give you an idea of the potential of these types of trades, I entered this trade here on the Spider with the October options. I believe the strike was like a 191 or 192 strike in the October cycle, and I closed it down here. So I paid $1.22 a piece, or $122 a contract down here, and I exited for $12.03 or $1,200 a contract. So we're getting almost a 10 times multiple on these trades. You're not going to find any other single type of strategy where you get the explosive gains like this. Remember, stocks take the stairs up and they take the window down. So we get these movements from time to time. They don't occur that often, from time to time like this. Now, the key is to be, number one, is to be positioned in them. And number two, find a way to pay for these, because I'll tell you what, you get sick of losing month after month after month buying long puts, and usually you stop buying them precisely right before it does release to the downside. So what I will do is look for ways to pay for these with credit spreads, whether they're call spreads to the upside or put spreads to the downside, given a lot of room. I don't do the put spreads until I have a nice, decent release to the downside where we can get out of the way, so in effect we don't run into our bullets, we don't fly into our bullets on the way down. Now, the reason that I'm bringing this up today is not necessarily to say, hey, gee, what a great trade that was. Well, it was, okay, but the potential for these is much, much greater for the next move down. Now, there's no guarantee that we are going to have a next move down. What we could see is a repeat of 2011 where the correction basically went sideways for a number of months and eventually released to the upside. That could happen again. We don't know. We're not here to predict the future. But what we could also see is similar to what happened back in early 2008, where we had the initial release and then we clawed back into a very strong relief rally, and then that ended up being that monthly lower high that led to much, much lower prices. And so in my mind, kind of the net that I want to share with you guys today is that the first move down is only the opening act. The first move down is only the opening act. Tops are a process. Bottoms are an event. Bottoms are an event. Tops are a process. So what we want to start to do is start to increase our position size, look for the next rally up, and be very aggressively positioned for that next rally up, because we could be seeing something like this occurring over the course of the next several months. It's going to take a long time. It's not going to just occur next week or the week after that we're going to get something like a 30 or 40 or 50% haircut in the prices. I mean, that would be unbelievable, right? But this has already happened before. This has already happened before, but you had to be positioned at the right time, had to be entering at the right time, and not be chasing the move. So that's it for Doc's Market Minute. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.